their essentials and ran away without even leaving a note. None of us knew what drove him to such desperation. I promised myself I would get to the bottom of it. The next day, I met up with Tina after school. She said she had managed to find something out. Your brother apparently doesn't get along with 3 of his classmates. Kevin, Paul, what was his name again? Right, John Parker. Hold on. Zach had been doing John Parker's homework for him when I last saw him. That was probably why my brother ran away from home. Tina, I need to talk to those guys and find out what they did to Zach. Pfft, Chloe, are you nuts? They're not gonna admit anything. You need to be smart about this. What do you have in mind? My dad works as a security guard in an office building that's still under construction. What if we... She leaned closer and whispered her plan into my ear. It was pretty freaking awesome. That could work. I thought I saw someone standing around the corner and eavesdropping on us, but when I came closer, there was no one there. My mind was probably playing tricks. We sent Paul, Kevin, and John invitations to a party that was going to take place on the roof of that office building. It says there's going to be an outdoor pool and free food at the party. I'm going. Me too. I won't miss it for the world. Hell yeah! They bought it! On the day of the party, Tina and I went there. It was time to have some fun. Oh look, there's a pizzeria here. Let's grab something to eat. Tina, can you think of nothing but food? It's not my fault I have a good appetite. Business before pleasure. That includes food. Okay, I'm coming. Chill. We were already by the door when I felt someone watching us. I looked around but didn't see anyone. I had to pull myself together if I wanted to pull it off. We walked into the building. Then my friend hid and I headed toward the elevator. The boys were already standing in front of it. It was all a part of our plan. Hi, gorgeous. Are you going to the party too? Yeah, don't call me that. I'm Chloe. Whatever you say. I'm John, and this is Paul and Kevin. Let's let loose. The elevator doors opened and I walked in first. The boys followed me in. I glanced at them and pressed the button. The doors closed. All of a sudden, the elevator shook and stopped moving. The lights flickered. Dang it! Seems we're stuck. I pretended to be scared, all the while laughing on the inside. Did they think I was stuck in there with them? Nope! They were stuck in there with me! Mwahahaha! Let me tell you about our plan. You've probably guessed there was no party already. It was all a ruse to lure Zach's classmates there. Tina had stolen her father's keys, made her way to the control room, and stopped the elevator. None of the boys would be leaving until they told me what they had done to my brother. The game was on. Paul took out his phone and realized there was no signal. John pressed the button to contact the maintenance team. Hey, can anyone hear me? We're stuck here. Tina pretended to be the operator. I've got bad news for you kids. The elevator broke down. You'll have to wait until our crew arrives. How long are we gonna be stuck here? Maybe an hour, or maybe all night. I'll let you know as soon as there's news. Dang it! We're gonna be bored to death. They really didn't want to miss the party. I took a bottle of soda out of my purse and casually suggested a way we could pass the time. Wanna play truth or dare? There's nothing else to do here anyway. The boys exchanged sly glances and happily agreed. If it's with you, I'd even play chess, gorgeous. It was time to find out what they were hiding. I spun the bottle and it pointed at Kevin. The guy chose truth. Okay, tell me, have you set anyone up lately? Kevin frowned and thought about it. Then he said he'd never done anything wrong in his life. I'm a good guy. What a cunning liar. Well, it was just the beginning. I would find out the truth no matter what it took. It was Kevin's turn after that. He spun the bottle and it pointed at me. I choose action. It seems our shy Johnny likes you. Why don't you kiss him? Heck, I should have chosen truth. John blushed. I squeezed my eyes shut and gave him a quick peck on the cheek. You looked like you were kissing a rotten fish. Why don't you try again? It's my turn now. The bottle pointed at John. I asked him to tell me about the worst thing he'd ever done. Okay, I do have something to confess. He sighed guiltily, and I felt so tense I wanted to shake him and tell him to hurry up. John was about to tell me what he had done to my brother. I feel terrible about it. The truth is, I stole a lollipop from a store when I was 7. The boys burst out laughing, and I wanted to rip my hair out. What lollipop? He made Zach do his homework for him, and now he wouldn't even admit it. What an insufferable liar. It made my blood boil, but it wasn't time to go ballistic yet. The bottle pointed at me again. John asked me to tell them a secret. Unlike them, I played fair, so I told them what really bothered me. I think my friend is a little jealous of me. It makes me sad because I treasure our friendship friendship and I don't want to lose her. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. You'll be fine. John smiled warmly and winked at me. I felt my cheeks turn red and romantic music started playing in my head. However, I immediately banished stupid thoughts. That guy was a scumbag and I couldn't forget about that. I spun the bottle again. It pointed at Paul and I asked him if he had hurt anyone recently. Why are your questions so weird? No, I haven't hurt anyone. That was the last straw for me. I realized they would never tell me the truth, so I said I was Zach's sister and our meeting wasn't a coincidence. He ran away from home because of you. What did you do to him? They looked at each other confused, then glared at me angrily. So you lured us here to interrogate us? That's right, gorgeous. And my friend won't open the door until I find out the truth. You want the truth? I'll tell you the truth. Your brother is the biggest jerk I know. He set all of his classmates up and was a real pain in the butt until the three of us put him in his place. You're all lying. Zach is a good guy. Besides, I know you made him do your homework. You've got it all wrong. Zach stole my homework and tore it up. When I caught him red-handed, he freaked out and promised he would fix it. I didn't believe a word John was saying. The three of them were getting on my nerves. I pressed the button to contact my friend. I've had enough. They pissed me off. Open the doors. To my surprise, a creepy voice answered me instead of Tina.
The rules of the game have changed, Chloe. I won't open the doors until you confess to
all the terrible things you did. Who is this? Your conscience. I shrank back against the wall and the guys glared at me. We're all tired of being here. Tell them about whatever it is you're hiding so we can go home. I had nothing to confess to, though. I hadn't hurt anyone and had no idea who could be trying to get back at me or for what. I tried to explain that to the boys, all the while wondering if Tina decided to prank me out of envy. I pressed the button again and demanded they open the doors. Tina, if it's you, we're not friends anymore after this. Let us out!
Okay, quit yelling.
Now, it seems we have a problem. I pressed something and the elevator got stuck for real. What? Holy heck, why? There was no signal and no help was coming. John took the situation into his own hands. He opened the escape hatch above us and climbed out. I don't know why, but my heart sank. John, be careful! Don't tell me you fell for me. Ha! Dream on! Soon he got out into the hallway and manually opened the doors. Hooray! Finally, freedom! All that was left to do was give my friend a piece of my mind. I was running toward the control room when I suddenly saw Tina walk into the building with a pizza box in her hands. Oh, I got hungry and went to buy some food. How are you here? I felt a weight lift off my chest when I realized my friend had nothing to do with anything that happened. Tina wasn't a traitor. She was just a weirdo with a very good appetite. Who had I been speaking to, though? We all ran to the control room together. Someone slipped out of it and tried to run away, but the boys managed to catch up to that bastard. My eyes bugged out when I realized who it was. Zach, what the hell are you doing? Congratulations, you caught me. Bravo, heroes. Explain yourself. What's going on? Zach had nowhere to run. He told me he really had turned the lives of his classmates into a living hell. But then John, Paul, and Kevin teamed up and stopped him. Zach had been holding a grudge ever since. I hate them, but not as much as I hate you, Chloe. But why? I thought we were friends. Take a wild freaking guess, Miss Perfect. You go to a private school and you're always bragging and showing off. I'm sick of mom and dad telling me to be more like you. I've always lived in your shadow. Do you know what the last straw was? He said he wanted to be a part of our city esports team too, but I beat him again. Zach couldn't stand it any longer. He ran away from home and tried to find a way to ruin my life. I overheard you and your friend discussing a revenge plan and decided that was my chance. When Tina left to get a pizza, I snuck into the control room. I wanted to make you think about all the ways you hurt me. Are you serious right now? Everything I did today was for you! Yeah, you're the best. No one's as noble as you. I'm so sick of this. You know what? There were a lot of things I wanted to say to my brother. For example, that he hurt me, but instead I looked at him with disappointment and asked the boys to let him go. Zach snorted and left. Meanwhile, I apologized to John and the others for accusing them of something they hadn't done. I can't believe my brother hated me all these years. You're tough, Chloe. Don't let his words get to you. Well, bye. I said goodbye to everyone and went home. On the way there, I thought about everything that happened and realized that Zach probably had every right to be mad at me. I always made our parents proud, so they didn't pay him much attention. Mom and Dad were over the moon when they saw Zach. I didn't get the chance to talk to him again that night. The next day, Tina and I agreed to meet up again. To my surprise, I ran into John at an extreme park. He was skateboarding. John came over and asked if I had made up with my brother. You know, I'll probably give him my spot on the team. I hope we'll make up after that. No! Don't you dare do that! Zach is a complete idiot if he doesn't realize how lucky he is to have a sister like you. Don't sacrifice your dream for someone so selfish. Was John right? If there was one thing I learned, it was that some people get mad at others because of their own failures. I didn't have to feel guilty just because I was better than Zach in some ways. The fight with my brother really upset me. But I had to move on. I thanked John for his advice and then Tina ran up to us. Let's go get something to eat. I've worked up an appetite while